Picture this: a global superstar with unmatched celebrity aura, eye-catching visuals, a voice that can stop time, and charisma that can make the world pause. That's Kim Taehyung, better known as V of BTS. His popularity is soaring not just in South Korea, but also in corners of the world that may have never seen K-pop before. But behind the bright lights and the applause, one big question is getting louder by the day. Is HYBE really supporting his solo career? Or are they just using him as an asset for their own profit? Let's unpack the layers, because the deeper we dig, the clearer it becomes that there's a pattern that's hard to ignore, and even harder to deny. Fact 1. Minimal promotion, but skyrocketing numbers. When Taehyung finally released his solo album Layover, the public was so excited. The album immediately skyrocketed on international charts, with incredible physical and digital sales. Despite, if you look closely, the promotion from the agency was very limited. No major promotional tours, no ongoing variety shows, and only a few select TV appearances. The question is, how can an artist achieve such success without the full promotional support of his agency? The answer is simple: because of his name, Taehyung, because of the loyalty of his fans, because of the quality of his work and the star aura he has created himself. But here's the rub: when an artist can sell without being promoted, the agency doesn't have to spend much. And who benefits the most from this situation? HYBE. Fact 2. A stark contrast to other artists' treatment. Some other solo artists under the same label get different treatment. They appear on weekly variety shows, appear at various music festivals, and even get exclusive documentaries that are heavily promoted. Meanwhile, Taehyung, who has the strongest global fan base, seems to be restricted. Is this because he is considered strong enough to stand on his own? Or is this part of HYBE's strategy to reap as much profit as possible with as little effort as possible? Fact 3. Merchandise and commercial appearances. HYBE has not hesitated to embed Taehyung's face and name in various merchandise products, advertising campaigns, and brand collaborations. From photo cards, limited releases, to merchandise bundles that sell out in minutes, all using Taehyung's charm. However, when it comes to developing a long-term solo career, many fans ask, where is the agency's role? Undeniable reality. The fact that Taehyung continues to shine even without major promotions is a miracle that shows his strength as an individual. But on the other hand, this has also opened the eyes of many fans. HYBE seems to be aware that they can get the most out of Taehyung without having to invest much in his solo career journey. And the most worrying thing is, will this continue? Will Taehyung continue to be used without being given a proper stage to develop as an independent artist? It's time for fans to ask, not stay silent. Taehyung's popularity is not solely due to the agency's strategy. It is the result of long struggle, hard work, and the deep relationship he has built with his fans. So, as these signs of exploitation become more apparent, it is only right that we ask, is this a form of support or just exploitation? Because if the voice of the fans is strong enough to bring Taehyung to the top without much help from the agency, then the same voice can also demand justice and support for an artist of his class. This is not just gossip, this is reality, and this is the proof that cannot be denied. When silence becomes a compromise. In the entertainment world, especially the K-pop industry, there is one thing that is often forgotten. The power of fans is not only in supporting, but also in questioning. Over the years, Taehyung has shown extraordinary dedication to music, art, and the audience. He has not only appeared as a singer, but also as a visionary. From choosing music video concepts, artistic photo shoots, to art projects that reflect his unique personality. However, when these works do not get maximum support from his agency, when he has to fight alone to realize his vision, an important question arises. Does HYBE really see Taehyung as an artist or just as a money machine? The silence of fans in the face of this kind of injustice is not a form of loyalty. Silence is a form of compromise to an unfair system. Because when the agency sees that fans continue to buy, continue to watch, and continue to support even though their favorite artists are treated unfairly, bang, they will continue to exploit without giving room to grow. Layover's success, a symbol of Taehyung's strength, not HYBE's, Layover wasn't just a solo debut album, it was a statement of position, an artistic, experimental, and deeply personal work. Taehyung took a risk to present something different from the mainstream, and it still succeeded commercially and critically. But strangely, his success was not celebrated in the way it deserved by his own agency. There was no big celebration, no exclusive behind-the-scenes footage that was seriously worked on, and no solo concert like given to other artists. This raises a big question mark. Why didn't HYBE use this level of success as momentum? Or actually, they just didn't want Taehyung to shine too much in his own lane? Unbalanced policy. Evidence of systematicity? Let's talk about the distribution of the spotlight. In various BTS content, be it documentaries, internal advertisements, or unit promotions, Taehyung often seems to get a smaller portion. Whether intentionally or not, the public is starting to notice a recurring pattern. Even when he is involved in solo projects, such as photo shoots for luxury brands, Celine, Cartier, HYBE seems slow and reluctant to aggressively highlight these achievements. In fact, in the global entertainment industry, such achievements should be the agency's main pride. But not here. It is the fans themselves who spread it, not the agency. Opening our eyes. What can we do? This is not an invitation to hate or attack. This is an invitation to be vigilant, to be more critical. Because when a company as big as HYBE starts to appear to only pursue profit by minimizing support, that's where the power of fans must be present as a counterweight. Some steps that can be taken: collective hashtags and digital petitions to demand fair promotion, fan-driven media campaigns to independently increase Taehyung's visibility, boycott merchandise that only sells faces without supporting artistic careers, opening healthy discussions in the fandom community, not silencing each other. Therefore, it is important for fans to not only love Taehyung in silence, but also stand with him in the often unseen struggle behind the scenes. True love is not just about support in the form of buying albums or streaming songs, but also about ensuring that the artists they admire are treated fairly, have equal rights, and have the space to grow to their full potential. It is not just about Taehyung as a member of BTS, but Taehyung as a human being, an artist, and an individual with a big vision who deserves to be given the opportunity to realize it without the limitations imposed by a system that only looks at numbers. Ultimately, the question comes back to all of us. Are we willing to watch Taehyung continue to be exploited in silence, or dare to speak up for real change? Because as long as his popularity continues to be milked without being given his due rights, then we are not only witnessing injustice, we are allowing it. And for an artist as authentic and sincere as Taehyung, silence is no longer an option. It is time for the fans' voices to become an echo that shakes the walls of the agency, declaring loudly, "We are not blind, and we will not remain silent any longer." Conclusion. Taehyung deserves more than just a name on a label. Kim Taehyung is more than just an idol. He is a true artist, with global influence and artistic integrity that is rare in this fast-paced industry. And for that reason, he deserves the structural support he deserves, not just being used as a money-making machine. HYBE may have control over scheduling, distribution, and production, but they do not have control over our voices and consciousness as viewers. If we recognize that there is systematic injustice, then it is time for us to stop being passive observers and start becoming guardians of justice for the artists we love. Because Taehyung's popularity did not come from HYBE, but HYBE certainly benefits from Taehyung's popularity.